is going on, everybody? Welcome into Alarm Fantasy Football. I'm Howard Bender. Got me Andrew Cooper here. If you're just coming over from Getting Buzzed, well, that was a great freaking show. Will Brinson from CBS and the Pick Six podcast. Absolute money in the bank. If you missed that show, it's right here on the Fantasy Alarm YouTube page, which if you're watching us right there, you better be smashing that like button. Give me that thumbs up on that. Subscribe. Trust me, we've got some amazing, amazing content. It's Thursday. NFL Week 7 is here. That means we got Saints and Jaguars tonight. It means that you guys have fantasy football lineup questions. Pop them all into the chat. Get them all going, people. Coop's here. I'm here. We got Brian Burns on the call here as our producer. Big thank you.
I love and respect Brian Burns.
I like clockwork.
It's like the most overplayed drop on every Brian Burns broadcast.
I have nothing but the highest regard for Brian Burns.
Good.
So while we wait for these questions to pile up into our chat, well, Coop and I can cover some of the action that's going on, and we'll start tonight. I got to start tonight. Like this game, the Jaguars against the Saints. Saints favored by 2. Like a 42 over under. It's fairly low scoring, or at least we expect it to be a little low scoring. But we've got some issues here tonight. Trevor Lawrence with the knee. Oh, hi, Ann. Ann Dunn's here. Rowdy, 357.
Love her.
Trevor Lawrence, the knee. What's going on with that? Jamal Williams supposedly making his way back. Tyrann Mathieu, Demario Davis, injured. Does that open things up for our good friend Evan Engram?
Maybe.
What's your thoughts here?
Howard, I'll tell you this. This is a testament to Demario Davis and why he's been such a problem for us and our tight ends. If he misses the game tonight, it will be the first time he's ever missed a game due to injury in his career. The first time ever. He missed one game due to COVID protocol. Besides that, he's been nicked up. He just goes out and plays. So if he's even close to anywhere near playing shape, he's going to play because he's that kind of guy. So something to keep an eye on. But yeah, if Matthew and Demario Davis are out, Evan Engram, we don't move him. You can't fade him too far anyway. But if those guys are out, this is not a Saints team that is a problem for the tight end anymore. So.
Well, what if we're talking about CJ Beathard under center, or even I don't even know who that third string guy, Nathan O'Rourke or something like that. I feel like he's like a mystery writer, or like a romance novel writer. It's like Fabio stars in Throbbing Member written by Nathan O'Rourke. Right?
Yeah. So I actually do know a little bit about this guy. Howard, it's my job. When you assign me to the off-season stuff to know what's going on, where you guys are talking about baseball and hockey and basketball and all that, I'm digging through the rubble on these. So I do know a little bit about Nathan O'Rourke. I know that he actually had a pretty good contract with the CFL to be a starter there. And he gave that up to come over here and fight for a chance to be a backup quarterback in this league. So aggressive move, he had a decent paying gig where I think he took less money to come over here and do this. So kind of interesting for him, but that's all I got for you.
Well, talk to me about Trevor Lawrence here. I mean, the news report says that seems to be trending towards playing, but it's not even so much that, Coop. It's more of a question of, even if he does play, how much do you trust him?
Right. That's the thing. Honestly, I'm treating him the way that we've been treating Joe Burrow all year is how you have to treat Trevor Lawrence, except that Lawrence, even when healthy, he wasn't particularly amazing. So for me, I'm moving him below anybody that has mobile upside. He's in your super flex leagues, you just got to start him. There just aren't enough options. It's like, look around, right? Like 6 teams on bye week. There's other quarterbacks that we know aren't playing, like Justin Fields probably not playing. So you got to start him in those leagues, but in your single QB leagues, I think you could do better, right, Howard?
I feel like you can do better. I don't necessarily know if people are doing better. Let me go over to fantasyalarm.com and look at my favorite page here, the Fantasy Football Weekly Rankings, brought to you by Andrew Cooper and the Fantasy Alarm team. more Andrew Cooper than anything else. And let's see.
Loser.
Come on, Burns. Hopefully, I got that updated for Trevor Lawrence. The thing
Where
is,
do you
guys
have
like
Trevor Lawrence here? I don't even see. Do you have him all the way down?
I took him out originally, so I'm gonna have to get that updated because
Yeah, you got to put him
I
in
think he's
there.
gonna go.
Somebody needs to send John and Pemba a message here because whoever you have ranked 21st, not even showing, or 27th for that matter. Here.
21st should be Daniel Jones. So I don't know why he's not populating. I have Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor back to back because I'm just gonna once we get the info on who's playing, I'm gonna take the other one out. That's kind of how I'd handle those guys, right? So but Trevor Lawrence, where I'd put him right now, going through this, I can't rank him ahead of Kirk Cousins. I can't rank him ahead of Jordan Love. I can't rank him ahead of Derek Carr, even playing on the other side tonight. So I'd probably rank him about 17 or so. Where I don't know, Howard, would you start somebody like Joshua Dobbs or Baker Mayfield over Trevor Lawrence? Where do you draw the line?
Joshua Dobbs or Baker Mayfield over Trevor Lawrence? I probably don't want to, but I feel like I would maybe start Dobbs over Lawrence, not so much Baker Mayfield. Listen, I get that, Atlanta is having their issues and stuff like that, but their secondary is rock solid. And so when you're sitting there talking about AJ Terrell, Jeffrey Okudah, you're talking about, Jesse Bates, there, even D Alford, who, is probably their worst cover corner of their starters, but still a solid, guy. So I worry a little bit about Baker. I do like the Tampa defense this week, but like Dobbs, I think in this matchup against Seattle, I think that this could end up being a little bit of a back and forth, and I think that Dobbs is probably going to sling the rock a little bit more than usual. So I might consider Dobbs over him.
All right. I got the rankings up right now. I agree. Honestly, Dobbs has been pretty solid. So I got it up on my screen right now. We're updating it live right now. Trevor Lawrence slotting in quarterback 18, which means you're starting him in super flex, but you're trying to find other options in single QB leagues. And I think that's the way you got to treat a guy that, in these situations, if things don't go well, he's going to get yanked, right? Like if they go down 2 scores, they're not going to let him hang out there and potentially turn this sprain into a tear. So yeah, be very careful with players like that for sure.
Are you in or out on Jamal Williams if he plays? He gets that short yardage work. He's likely to work that Mark Ingram type role that we've seen, Carmichael, set up for his backfield for his offense. Jamal Williams, if he gets activated in time for the game, do you even consider it?
I'm out. I'm fully out because so I've been looking into it. I actually just sent a tweet on this exact topic that this Jaguars defense is good versus the run, but they're weak in one spot versus the running backs, right? So on the ground, they don't let up touchdowns. They don't give up a lot of yards, which is Jamal Williams. But in the pass game last year, they let up 6.3 receptions per game to the running back, second worst of any team in the league. This year, 6.5. So even slightly worse than they were last year when they were the second worst. So Alvin Kamara, I think, is going to be fine today. He's going to get his targets. He's not going to run for 100 yards probably, but Jamal Williams, I'm not going there. Not in the first game back.
All right. We're going to do, Coop and I are going to do a lot more game breakdown. So if you're thinking about it, like Dan Malin's got the DFS showdown right up over at fantasyalarm.com. But if you're looking, I'm going to have a best bets article up there shortly. I've got my confidence pool picks for week 7. That's already out there. But if you want to hear Coop and I break down tonight's game in more detail, SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. It's me. It's Coop. We're going to throw some penalty flags. We're going to do some game breakdowns. We're going to have a good time on SiriusXM. So you can hear all of that later on here today.
I love it.
I do too. Before we get to some of these chat questions here, a couple of other news items. I'm curious as to your thoughts. Jahmyr Gibbs sounds like he's trending to play according to Ian Rappaport, but I don't even know what to make out of this backfield right now because now I'm seeing Craig Reynolds is also questionable.
Yeah, they're all questionable. Like even the I was seeing that the third guy too was not practicing on Wednesday either. So what we have to do right now, again, we have a couple days here, which is why everyone should be tuning in on Sunday morning to the shows. We have 3 hours worth of shows between here and between Sirius to answer all those questions. That's when we'll get those reports. Right now, we just have to assume that guys are going to be healthy, and you're going to get Craig Reynolds in the short yardage situations and Jahmyr Gibbs in the pass situation. That's the way it was last time Monty was hurt, and they've been pretty adamant that they don't want to have Jahmyr Gibbs just do everything. The last time he got a little extra work, but he didn't look great. So yeah, Craig Reynolds definitely a sneaky play.
Craig Reynolds, sneaky play. While everybody was like overbidding for Zach Evans this week, and I saw some $400 bids on Zach Evans, and I was like, you know what, for $20, go Craig Reynolds here. He's gonna get that short yardage work. So we're keeping an eye on that. We're keeping an eye on obviously the Rams backfield there. Davante Adams. Frustrated in his diminished role with the Raiders offense. You had an interesting tweet about this because it's the squeaky wheel, whether he gets the grease or he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, he came out. So here's the thing. After the last time we talked about him complaining, it was a game they lost and he got 20 targets in that game. And he's complaining that everyone else isn't doing anything. Now it's a game that they win and he's complaining. Like, what an ultimate diva move, right? Ultimate diva move to complain, win or loss, complain, find a way somewhere to complain. So I think, honestly, what Davante Adams wants is he wants a game that, somewhere in the middle, 12 and a half targets that goes to overtime. Is that the perfect game for Davante Adams? I think
the perfect game for Davante Adams is he gets all the targets and no other receivers touch the ball. And
they win. Because if they lose, he will complain. So they have to win as well. So yeah, Davante Adams, but that's that's good for fantasy football. I want my wide receiver one coming out and saying, I need the ball more, even if they win, right? Like, that's perfect, right? Give the man the ball, give the man the money. So I love it. I'm cool with it. I want Davante Adams to complain. I want him to get more. And we've seen it, Howard. Like you said, squeaky wheel gets the grease.
It's going to be very interesting to see. Do the Raiders win a third game in a row? They're on the road in Chicago, taking on the Bears, who are
can't do it.
Not a good defense. Not a good defense. Brian Burns, you're a big Raiders guy, aren't you? Can you pop the mic? Can you get in here? Can we see you, Brian Burns, or are you just like the voice from above? I don't know. I guess he's on mute right now. So.
He no, sorry about that. I had to switch.
Oh, there he is. Brian Burns, everybody. Brian Burns.
That was it, dude. Nothing about the Raiders, just a hi.
I want to know, are the Raiders winning 3 in a row here, Burns?
No, the Raiders are trash. I can't even watch them. I hate Josh McDaniels.
There you go, dude. Tell us how you really feel, Burns.
He's like, everybody takes my teams. I'm losing the A's. I lost the Raiders.
I'm just going to start telling people that I'm from Vegas.
Might as well, dude. Might as well.
Go. Don't say you're from Vegas. Say you're from Henderson, Nevada, and that'll sound a little bit better. Makes you sound like less of a degenerate.
And my mom wasn't a stripper. I'm from Henderson, Nevada.
There you go, dude.
Oh, can't say anything bad about Brian Burns' mom. She watches the shows all the time, actually. So,
of course.
Yes, she was not a stripper. All right, one more little bit of news here. Curious as to your thoughts. Is it wheels up for Deontay Johnson? Full participant in practice on Wednesday, activated from the IR. We like him as the possession receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are on the road in a game against the Rams where you kind of expect Kenny Pickett's going to have to throw in this one. In or out on Deontay?
I'm in. Full PPR, absolutely. I mean, go back and look at it. 140 targets 3 years in a row, right? 160 in one of those years. So this guy, I mean, they know what they want to do with him. In standard leagues, though, maybe not so much because he does run a lot of low A-dot stuff, not really a red zone target. But I think Deontay Johnson coming back is going to be good for all these guys. It's going to be good for the whole offense because when you have that short yardage guy that everyone needs to key in on, it opens up George Pickens to get some one-on-ones on the outside. It opens up Pat Freiermuth to not get picked up by an actual cornerback, maybe get some matchups with linebackers. So I think Deontay Johnson is a guy that's what is it? The rising tide lifts all ships. Him coming back is good for everybody because he just gets these little dink and dunk targets that actually help matriculate the ball down the field and get you in the red zone where your Najee Harris and your Pat Freiermuth do their thing. So I think it's a good thing for everybody that Deontay Johnson gets back. Hopefully he's fully healthy.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. I've got him in a couple of spots there. I just had him stashed on IR and now looking to get to use him. So, all right. Well, that's some of the more interesting news and note items that we want to cover. Again, Coop and I are going to be on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be going over more stuff, more of the games, and everything that you could possibly want to get you ready here for tonight's action, as well as the rest of NFL Week 7. Let's head over into the chat room. Say hi to everybody there. We already said hi to Ann Dunn. Fatty McFats is here.
Hey.
Graham Edwards in the house. You're welcome for this, Graham. Question right off the bat. 1 point PPR. Need to start one of Deontay Johnson, Curtis Samuel, or A.J. Dillon.
Can't start Dillon, man. I mean, the thing with Dillon, he doesn't even get the full job when the starter's out. When Aaron Jones is out, they bring in Patrick Taylor off the practice squad. Somebody, if I was the Vikings or somebody, I would sign him off the practice squad just to mess with them. You know what I mean? Just steal that guy. Because they get away with it. They send him back to the practice squad every time, and then when Aaron Jones is out, he's just sitting there waiting, right? Now Belichick, if he was in that division, would have already pulled one of those.
Don't be a bully.
That is a bully move, though. But for real, though, hey, if they're not going to, if they're going to keep sending them back to the taxi squad, then yeah, sneak in there. But I'm going to go with Deontay Johnson here. He's a full participant in practice, a full go. Curtis Samuel has been fine, right? He himself is a low A-dot guy, depends on a lot of carries. And I know we like Curtis Samuel, but Deontay Johnson is just another caliber of player, in my opinion. So I'll go Deontay.
All right. I like the Deontay call there as well. It's never A.J. Dillon. That's first and foremost. And Deontay Johnson, at least you've got, especially in a full point PPR, you've got a little bit of a leg up on Curtis Samuel. Samuel gets the jet sweeps and the gimmicky stuff, and maybe he gets into the end zone. You're looking at somewhere between 8 and 12 points from Curtis Samuel on the regular, right? Deontay's at least got a higher ceiling than that. So I like that. And needs one in a PPR. Rashid Shaheed, Michael Wilson, Latavius Murray, or Dalton Kincaid.
Goodness. I'm gonna go Shaheed here, because Shaheed last week played his biggest snap share yet. I mean, it was still Chris Olave and Michael Thomas playing the most, but Michael Thomas played 68 snaps. Shaheed played 62. And, Shaheed's basically getting the usage we want Marvin Mims to get, where we want to see him actually playing a decent amount where he can hit that home run. Shaheed hits a home run like every week. So I'm interested. I'm in on Shaheed.
All right. And also wants to know Ridley tonight, or Rashee Rice, or Josh Palmer, PPR.
Ooh, that's interesting. Right. Even though I like Rice, he's out for me. Palmer looked really good, though, Howard. Where are you at with that? With this
Palmer did look really good.
He looked pretty good.
And it's good to see that. And that's going to end up being a back and forth. So, Ridley is out for me. I mean, he's going to get the Marshawn Lattimore treatment tonight. We don't know everything about Trevor Lawrence and whether or not he's going to be good to go. So I have to be out on Ridley, for better or for worse. Rashee Rice, increasing snap count, good targets. He seems to be building this rapport with Pat Mahomes. We don't know if Taylor Swift is going to be around, and if that's going to funnel targets over to our good friend Travis Kelce, who will be contending with Derwin James the entire time. I like Rice a lot, but I feel like Palmer with Mike Williams out, Palmer has a more active role, right? And I think that you're just, when that they're going to have to throw, Palmer is the number 2 in that offense. I think that's the way I'm going.
Yeah. And if anyone was concerned that Josh Palmer might not get the full Mike Williams role, he actually played more snaps than Keenan Allen last week. So Quentin Johnson wasn't even on the radar, and Palmer played the entire game. So,
he's a better blocker downfield.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, that's
how much we love those receivers.
Byron Pringle, dude. Byron Pringle was the number one. He would grade out as the number 1 blocking wide receiver every year, and I'd be like, "Go away, dude. Go away." Sammy Watkins,
Sammy Watkins.
Ugh.
Michelle S says, hello. PPR start Ridley or
Hello.
Deontay? We're on Deontay.
Yeah, we're on Deontay.
Start Taysom Hill or Sam Laporta? All right, come on. Come on now, Michelle. Are you just trolling right now? I feel like she's trolling.
I will. First of all, how dare you, Michelle?
How dare you?
Second, but I will say this in Michelle's defense. For the first time ever, Howard, I do have Taysom Hill ranked amongst the actual tight ends because he actually played tight end and got targets. So I know. But the thing is, for so long, I've said you can't, I'm not going to rank him. I'm not even going to entertain your questions because all we're looking for is a random rushing touchdown. Hey, if he's actually going to play tight end, we got to put him in there. He's not a tight end one. I know, Barons. So he's in there. I think I have him like tight end 15 or 16, but I have Laporta. I have tight end like 3. So you got to start Laporta.
Okay. Michelle. What's going on, Michelle? All right, BB in the house here, slowly drowning at tight end. Have Waller. Jonnu is out there. Should I even have a backup?
I mean, I'm starting. The thing with Darren Waller, man, is that he plays every snap. He leads the team in targets. He should have scored a touchdown this week. They had not only one, but 2 pass interferences on him. Get away with the second one to end the game. So, yeah, I don't. Jonnu, I mean, when's the bye week for the Giants? They don't have the bye week till week 13. I'm just starting Darren Waller. That's it. I don't care if it's Tyrod. I don't care if it's Daniel Jones. He's good to go for me. Set and forget.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one here. Ann wants to know Trevor Lawrence or Sam Howell. For me, it's Howell, actually. I mean, this matchup against the Giants is solid. They like to throw the ball. You see that also. Like you're not going to get like a 30 carry day out of Brian Robinson unless you're talking about like the Commanders up by a considerable amount of points in the second half. So, I think Sam Howell continues to throw a little bit here. And again, he's healthy. Trevor Lawrence is not. That's my take.
In this QB landscape, I have Sam Howell this week in my rankings as a QB1. I think he's exactly 12, but I mean, he's going against the Giants. They roll out 2 rookie corners. Why not? I mean, it's otherwise you're looking at backup QBs or Trevor Lawrence with an injury. So yeah, Sam Howell's a good one for me. Yeah.
Chris Alvis wants to know Russ over T Law.
Yeah, I have Russ ahead. I think I have Russ at QB 13 right behind Howell.
Yep. Another QB question. I love the fact that we've got all these QB questions. The landscape of the quarterback position right now is just like it's a hot mess. It's so gross. It's so grimy with the injuries that we're dealing with and players in and out. Here we go. Josh Dobbs or Derek Carr? I'm going to lean Dobbs on this one. I do feel like he's got a little bit of rushing upside. While, yes, Derek Carr could just check it down to Alvin Kamara on a regular and kind of rack up some passing yards there. I just feel like this game tonight, the 42 over under, I'm already leaning on the under in this game. I just don't really see it being a heavy QB kind of a range here. So I'm probably going to lean on Dobbs over Carr.
So I had it that way until talking to John and Pemba on the quick outs, man, our QB whisperer. And he's starting Derek Carr in a league. He had some, I wish I had the numbers here for you, but he had some stats that has him in on Carr. So I moved Carr 1 spot ahead of Dobbs. In my rankings, I have them Dobbs, Carr 16, Dobbs 17. So I don't know. It's very close. There's arguments for both.
FanDuel Sportsbook already has the game down to 40.5 now, Coop.
Oh, come on. Can we just get one good Thursday game? Just one time. One time, even by accident. Even by accident, can we get one?
Dude, the Thursday games and the Monday games have just been like a complete shit show. I mean, it's really, the under is 6-1 or 5. Is it 5-1? No, 6-1 because they played a couple of 2-game things. 6-1 on Monday Night Football. The under is so. Yeah, no good. No good. Where are we going here? I got Angie Hatfield in the house. What's up,
Angie?
Gridiron Angie says she's got 2 for tonight's game here. Non-PPR, Jacoby Myers or Christian Kirk. And then PPR, Kirk or Pittman.
Oh, man. I love the situation for Kirk tonight, right? Well, he's getting Alontae Taylor, who has just been, he's been bad. So I think, but we like Jacoby Myers too. I think I would go Kirk in the first one and Pittman in the second one. Pittman's just been, he's been too dialed in. He's been too good. So yeah. Any disagreement on that, Howard? We like Kirk and then Pittman, or
Oh no, I'm
double Kirk?
100%. Like, I mean, in the standard league, you have to go Kirk over Jacoby Myers. Myers is great in PPR. I love Myers in PPR, especially against Chicago this week. You know, whether or not even like Eddie Jackson is in or not. And then in PPR format, yeah, I mean, Pittman he's locked in. Gardner Minshew and he have a good solid on-field rapport. So I am in on that one.
Yeah. Alontae Taylor in 6 games now has led up 3 touchdowns to slot wide receivers alone. So that's just when he operates in the slot, they find the end zone. Robert Woods last week in the slot, one-on-one Alontae Taylor, easy. So that's why we like Kirk this week.
Wow, all this Alontae Taylor talk, this kind of makes me want to go and thank our sponsors at Underdog Fantasy and say, hey, Underdog Fantasy, we see you. We love your pick'em contests. Folks out there, you can go to fantasyalarm.com/underdog. Use the promo code ALARM. Guess what? Instant first deposit match up to $500. That's what Underdog's doing right now. $500 instant deposit match on your first one. fantasyalarm.com/underdog. Promo code ALARM. The pick'em contest. I mean, listen, everything about Underdog is spectacular. I like to focus in on the pick'em contests here because it's legal to me in California, which is super awesome. You take the stat lines of players and you decide whether or not they're going to go higher or lower in their stats. You can pick anywhere from 2 to 5 players. The more players you've got in your grouping there, the more money you can end up winning. Now, they do have something called the 100K Sunday, which is a fantastic contest. If you use their play and you get it right and you hit with your picks, you're automatically entered into their $100,000. They give 10 grand to 10 people.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, I know. Straight cash, homie, indeed. And go from there. So their 100K player, at least from on my end here, Coop, it's Marquise Hollywood Brown. And the number is down. Like 2 days ago, I thought it was like maybe I was dyslexic and I wrote 65 instead of 56, but I'm looking at it here. 56.5 total yards, Marquise Brown. That's your 100K Sunday. For me, that's higher. How about you?
Oh, yeah. I was already higher on that. So if we get a little discount there, I'll take it. I wonder maybe they're thinking Kyler Murray won't focus in on Marquise Brown if he starts. I mean, I don't know why that would change. So
I don't know why that would change.
I'm good with it. I'm good with the hire.
All right. Well, let's give them a pick that they can put together, like a little 3-leg pick'em contest pick. Marquise Hollywood Brown in 1 higher than 56.5 yards. Coop, I've already spoiled it for everybody.
Yes.
What's your play?
Well, here's the thing. I've been bashing Alontae Taylor for his coverage, but we like playing the tackle monster game for Thursday. It's fun to have a guy out there that you're rooting for to make plays. And I look at Alontae Taylor, and the fact that he's not doing well covering has led for him to get a lot of tackles. I mean, his number's set at 3.5. He's gotten 4 or more in every single game except 1. And last week he had 3, but I mean, he did tackle Robert Woods. It just happened to be in the end zone, so those don't count, right? So he's going up. He's a guy that lets up a lot of passes to the slot. This team has Evan Engram and Christian Kirk operating in the slot. Demario Davis is banged up. Tyrann Mathieu is banged up. It's going to be a long day for Alontae Taylor, and I could easily see him getting 5, 6, 7 tackles this week. Not to mention, he also leads all the defensive backs on the team in blitzing. Right. So you could see him getting in the backfield, rooting for him to go and get a sack. So Alontae Taylor higher than 4.5 is what we're doing on combined tackles.
If you know he's not a good coverage guy, if you know for a fact that he's not a good coverage guy, you know that they're going to throw on him as much as they can, which helps breed the tackles in there. So Alontae Taylor higher for you. How many tackles was that? 3.5 or 4.5?
It's 3.5 and it's combined. So it's combined solos plus assists. Easy.
We talked about Christian Kirk earlier. We know that Marshawn Lattimore is going to be giving the business to Calvin Ridley the entire time. I like the coverage there for Christian Kirk, who lines up predominantly in the slot. About 71% of his snaps he takes out of the slot. 52.5 receiving yards. I'm going higher.
So the two of us are just going to pick on Alontae Taylor with our picks. Like,
Yeah,
that's
pretty
the
much.
whole. That's the whole. I mean, why not though? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like that matchup, Christian Kirk catching it, Alontae Taylor tackling him. That happens a couple times. Now we're rich. So easy game.
And now we're rich. That's the important factor right there. Let's go back to the chat. Ann Dunn. She knows her audience here, right? Tight end whisperer, two tight end whisperers. What are your thoughts on Dalton Kincaid going forward? I have no thoughts on this, Ann. I'll just say that because I defer to Coop.
He doesn't have, so at this stage, he doesn't have to be held, right? The narrative of what we need is we need his usage to change moving forward. Right now, he's splitting with Dawson Knox. It might even need an injury for that to happen. But here's the thing. When I look at a lot of these other tight ends, they're stuck behind target monsters on the team. Like even Michael Mayer coming in and getting better usage, he's still behind Devontae Adams. He's still behind Jacoby Myers. If Dalton Kincaid at any point becomes a full-time player, I don't see why he can't compete with Gabe Davis for targets. So I'm still stashing him where I can, but right now, very difficult to start him. And again, shallow benches, you don't have to hold him. But I still have hope that down the stretch, he can go from being a 50% snap guy to like 75, 80. Now all of a sudden it's wheels up. I mean, there was nothing that was telling us all of a sudden Michael Mayer was going to get way more snaps than Austin Hooper. It just kind of happened, right? Why can't something like that happen for Dalton Kincaid? Why can't down the stretch they all of a sudden just say, hey, you know what? We're just going to unleash this guy the way that the Lions already have and the way that the Raiders now have. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm hoping it happens. Might not though, you know?
All right. Yeah. Oh, Hal's letting us know that it's Divino Zigbo.
That's right, dude.
Detroit. Thanks, Hal.
Great name.
Just give us another name to yuck over. Freddie Ramirez in the house here. Ooh, throwing out a trade question here on Lineup Thursday. Would you trade Saquon and Mike Evans for Ayuk and Achane? He's already got Breece Hall, JT, Jonathan Taylor, Raheem Mostert, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jacoby Myers, DeAndre Hopkins. He likes Ayuk over Evans. And then he questions whether or not Mostert's going to have value when Achane gets back.
So I personally stick with what you have. Saquon and Mike Evans. Saquon came back from the injury and played like the whole game. And I don't think Ayuk is that much better than Mike Evans, to be honest. Like I know it's close enough that it's not a huge upgrade. It's not worth paying. The problem you're going to run into is, imagine this nightmare, Freddie. What happens when you trade for Devin Achane and all of a sudden it's a split down the middle between Mostert and Achane and you don't know who to start each week. And it's just a complete, brain freeze and you're picking the wrong guy, right? Because they're splitting down the middle. Like that's a worst case scenario. So I think I'm just sticking with Saquon and Mike Evans.
I agree with that statement. M. Rojas in the house here. Start one running back. Ramondre Stevenson, Jerome Ford, and Deonta Foreman. I'm going with Ford here, actually. I think, the Colts run defense is not strong at all. They're giving up over 120 rushing yards per game. They've allowed 9 rushing touchdowns already on the season. So, yes, I know you've got Kareem Hunt there, and Kareem Hunt can take some third down work, and we've seen that happen. But I think Jerome Ford, like I said this when Nick Chubb went down and got hurt, I told everybody, I said, go pick up Jerome Ford. But for the next 3 weeks, accept the fact, like you should accept the fact, not accept. You should accept the fact that he's not going to have a good 3-week run. And you might see some Kareem Hunt in there because San Francisco, Baltimore, and Tennessee. Those were the 3 games. Those are the 3 games that that the Cleveland just played. Now they've got the Colts, and this is where things start to open up a little bit more for Jerome Ford. Not to mention the fact you've got PJ Walker, and I think they definitely want to make sure that they establish the running game. So with the weakness of the Colts run defense, I'll still I'll look to Jerome Ford here over Bolt Stevenson, which I don't know what to make heads or tails of the Patriots.
Yeah.
Right. And then who was the other guy there? It was,
Foreman. Deonta Foreman. Yeah.
Deonta Foreman, who
Yeah.
I'm hoping Roshan Johnson's back.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. And just think about the game script for Stevenson, man. He's going up against the Bills. They're 8.5-point dogs, but the over-under is still only 40.5. What does that put the implied line at for the Patriots? Like 15 points, 16 points? They're expecting the Patriots just to lie down and lose, right? So this is not a good atmosphere for running the football, if you ask me.
BB says that he's losing wood. Well, I'm sorry. There's a little blue pill you can take for that.
We're sponsored by Blue Chew here.
Garrett Peplin wants to know 10-man full point PPR. Got 2 deals for Alexander Madison, Amari Cooper, or Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson. All right. So it's Madison and Amari.
Okay.
Madison, Amari Cooper, or Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson. Which deal should I take? I don't know what you're giving up though.
Oh no, this is the deal. I got it. He's getting Alexander Madison. The options are. Oh, he's trading away Alexander Madison. No.
2 deals. Yeah, he's trading away Alexander Madison.
And he can get Amari Cooper and Antonio Gibson or Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
I think Madison for Cooper straight up is honestly pretty fair. So if they're just going to give you Antonio Gibson on top, that's fine. What it boils down to is, do you need a wide receiver more than you need a running back? If you do, then I would do the Madison for Cooper one.
Yeah. Hal wants to know Aiden O'Connell or PJ Walker. Who you playing in a super flex?
I think we like Peach, right? It's Peach.
I like PJ. I do.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't even put him with the other guys. Like there's a whole group of them, like the O'Connells and the CJ Beathards that are just out for me. I think Peach is more towards like the Josh Dobbs for me. I kind of like watching him play. He's at least fun to watch, you know?
Yeah. All right, Stu Cat's in here. He just joined up. What do you think about playing Kirk tonight against the Saints in PPR? We're okay with it.
Love it. I love it.
Gabe the Babe. Hanging out here. Everyone thinks I'm working, but just killing time with y'all.
Attaboy, Gabe. That's my dude.
I think Coop's the greatest guy in the whole wide world.
All right, on this one, Pittman or Drake London? I'm going Pittman.
I like Pittman too, man. Good call, Howard. Good call last week on Drake London, though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you were in it. Got to give you your flowers on that because I was kind of out and you were in and you were right. He crushed. But yeah, Pittman, we love this week.
I might have done this before.
You've been doing.
I know. I come off as like somebody who's new to the industry. I've kind of done this before.
It is funny with you and Impemba and the crew. It's like I feel like I've been doing this for a while, but it's only actually been like a few years. But I talked to Impemba and he's like, this is his 12th year doing this. What about you, Howard? What is your NFL season doing this professionally? What is it?
I've been writing since
Hey, everybody, an old man's talking.
Set you up with that one.
Son of a bitch. I had a blog going on blogspot.com. I started it in 99 or 2000. Wow. Yeah, I think 1999 is when I started that. I deviated from my MySpace page.
There you go.
I went to Blogspot.
GeoCities.
Right. Yeah. And I stopped playing Sims and I was right. I was on my Commodore 64. I was typing in answers to Zork.
The hot new game at the time was Minesweeper.
You know what? I've been playing Snake on my phone the entire time right now. Just beat my high score.
The high score. Yeah.
20 plus years.
This is damn exciting stuff.
20 plus years.
20 plus years. All right. Back to the chat.
Rasheed, here we go. DM 7819, Rasheed Rice or Tank Dell. Rest of season? Who gives a shit about the rest of the season? How about now?
True.
How about today?
I'm going Rice in this matchup with the Chargers. Rice now and rest of season.
Yeah. Rice now and rest of season. No, thank you, Tank Dell. Would you take a shot? Ann wants to know, would you take a shot on Jamalfa Williams tonight in PPR over Javonte Williams or Tyler Algier? No. Oh, she's also starting Bijan Robinson. I think I'd still say no.
I'd start Javonte. Javante's the guy I want.
Yeah, Javante's the guy I want. Absolutely. But she looks like, it sounds like she's got like 2 and a flex going here with Bijan, Javante, and Algier.
Oh, over. I don't know. It sounds like she's got Bijan already, and she has to start one of Javante, Jamalful, or Algier. I'm starting Javante.
Okay, I'm starting Javante too. Yep. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Need one. Half point PPR. Ethan Batterman. What's up, Ethan? Craig Reynolds, Jaleel McLaughlin, Keontae Ingram, or Jordan Mason?
Ethan is plugged directly into Twitter with that decision, right? Those are the hot names right now, man. I think I actually still like. I mean, do we chase the touchdown with Craig Reynolds, or Jaleel McLaughlin actually got like half the snaps last week? So that's the question, Howard. What do we do?
Well, I can't trust Mason because I don't know if he's playing, if he's starting, if Elijah Mitchell's going to be there, if McCaffrey's going to be there, and it's Monday night, so I'm not dealing with that.
Ingram and Mason are out for me.
Ingram's out for you completely. You don't like the short yardage guy. I mean, I feel like he's like a rich man's Craig Reynolds in Arizona.
Well, but the thing is, it's Arizona. Like DeMarcado still played a ton of pass snaps. He didn't really do anything with them, but it is split. It's like it's Ingram and DeMarcado, it's Reynolds and Gibbs. And I kind of believe in the Lions' ability to put him in a situation to score. Like anybody on the Lions, with Jared Goff, who has no interest in running, anybody that gets that role is more likely to score to me than, so I think that's what I want to do.
You want to go Craig Reynolds?
Reynolds.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
It's Craig Reynolds.
I'll say still. I will concur with Craig Reynolds. Let's see. Have we Wendy early in the house? What's up, Wendy? Have we already talked about Jahan Dotson as a holder? I mean, what are you doing with Dotson? Are you dropping him?
He'd be more useful as a holder on like extra points. Because right now he's not doing a damn thing, dude. So I can't.
There's that special teams touchdown you've been waiting for.
Right. I talked about him in depth yesterday, and the gist of the long-winded explanation I had is that Jahan Dotson he looked really good in drills for doing jump balls when in the offseason all you do is throw up jump ball drills, but Sam Howell's not interested in throwing jump balls. So Jahan Dotson's not even getting looks. So until that day comes where he's willing to trust Jahan to go up and get it, then he's just not getting looks. He gets no separation. So can't trust the guy. He's honestly 4th on the team right now behind McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Logan Thomas. So yeah, you go ahead and drop him.
AS in the house here. Hopkins and Godwin for Ridley. My wide receivers. Are you trade? If I'm not trading Hopkins and Godwin to get Calvin Ridley right now.
You should do better. You should be able to do better than that. But I do like the idea. I like the idea of taking
consolidating, sure, but go higher than Ridley.
You can go higher. Go for like Jalen Waddle with that.
Hal's got to come. Yeah, right. Waddle would be a great target for that one there. Definitely. Hal's got 2 questions, so we'll just say rank them here, Coop, for this week. Calvin Ridley, DJ Moore, Rashee Rice.
Ugh, because DJ Moore is playing with a backup quarterback. I think you still go. I think he's even with the Marshawn Lattimore matchup. I think I still go Ridley because Rice is still only playing like 50% of the snaps. Or do you believe, Howard? I truly believe at some point Rashee Rice is going to break through and become a 60, 70, 80% snap guy and start having big games. It's just a matter of guessing when that happens. I don't mind trying to guess in DFS, but in my real leagues, I don't like trying to say, okay, this is the one, right?
Yeah, I agree. So would you say Ridley more Rice, Ridley Rice more?
I think it's Ridley more Rice until we see Rice play. If Rice he just has not quite broken through that 50% barrier. He got up to like 48% this week. So the moment he gets above 50%, I'll start taking him a little more serious.
Dan Schwartz wants to know, should I wait to play Debo on Monday night or start Kirk tonight and Myers? Both QBs questionable. You can't, if you don't have, I'll just blanket statement this and move on. If you don't have a pivot on Monday night, and I mean any receiver or running back or whoever you got, for Monday Night Football. If you don't have a pivot, you have to use the guys on Sunday. It's a must. You have to use them. There's no.
Schwartz is right. He brings the difficult questions every week. Our buddy Dan Schwartz, dude, good dude. But yeah, these are tough questions.
It's one of those things like, do you want to, are you willing to take a 0 in your lineup? If you're not willing to take a 0 in your lineup, then go ahead and wait on Debo. But, again, I'm doing the same thing with McCaffrey as I am doing with, Debo Samuel. If you don't have a pivot on Monday night, you can't start them. You can't wait on them. You have to be able to play your guys on Sunday.
Right. And who's the worst player in your lineup too? Because you got to think about that. Like if are you going to drop somebody to pick up Ray McLeod just so you have something?
Yeah, no, that's you got to be sensible about it.
Right. So just start Kirk. Kirk's a great matchup.
Are you willing to just roll with Musgrave from here on out, seeing that his bye is over and I hate tight ends? Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. He's exactly okay. But just keep in mind, with Christian Watson back, we have to see what happens with the targets. But yeah, for now, roll them out.
How do you like trading away Tony Pollard on a rebuild for Elijah Moore and a 2024 first rounder? That gives me my 5th first round pick. Oh, see, then that's just excessive, and you don't need it, right? It's not. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to start like an entire team of rookie picks in a dynasty draft?
Right. If you had the entire first round of this year's draft, your team would suck, dude. Like, I mean, you'd have Bijan. Your team would be Bijan, Zay Flowers, and
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, it's like Quentin Johnston, dude. I mean, just like, got to remember, those are all 50-50 coin flips. I guess if the team you're trading with, the other thing is when you give that kid Tony Pollard, he's probably going to do really well, and that pick's going to be a bad pick too. So I think I would hold out to get more from Tony Pollard. He's super valuable in Dynasty.
Valuable in Dynasty. Scampers in the house. Minshew versus Cleveland or Yuck Jones versus Buffalo in Mr. Fish's Bowl.
Oh, dude, you can't. If you look at my rankings, even with all the backup quarterbacks playing, I actually have Mac Jones ranked dead last behind everybody else because he's the only guy that's been benched multiple times, 2 out of the last 3 games. Mac Jones is the only guy really that's at risk of playing like half a game. So yeah, definitely Minshew for sure. Tough matchup versus Cleveland, but whatever.
Ramondre or Kareem Hunt?
Oh. I just start Ramondre, man. Just start Ramondre and hope he catches passes against the Bills.
There you go. All right, Brad Thomas in the house here. Ridley, Pickens, Rice, standard league. Have Mahomes, Kelsey, and Pacheco. So you're not gonna throw a 4th Chief out there, even though it's a nice matchup against the Chargers. So it comes down to Ridley versus Pickens for me. I'm kind of leaning Pickens.
Yeah, might as well go Pickens. Pickens needs to hold his ground here because they're getting a lot of guys back a lot of pass catchers back, but they could be rusty. Pickens is still probably going to be a focal point.
Pablo Andres wants to know Damian Pierce for Quentin Johnston.
In what format? Yeah. In all formats, I think.
Yeah, I agree. GMB Jeff in the house here. Sup, fellas? Kelsey, Kirk, and Jalen Warren for Alvin Kamara and Devonta Smith. Is that fair? Yeah, of course it's fair.
I think it's fair. Yeah. And if the team with the Kamara Smith team, if they have anything else at tight end that's reasonable, then I love that side. I have no problem trading away tight end because I spend a lot of time looking at it and I feel like we can patch it together.
Brad Thomas wants to know Javonte, Jaleel, or Jalen Warren, that is. Standard league, who you picking?
Yeah, standard is the worst format for Warren. I'm starting Javonte.
Me too. Ian Jenkins in the house here. He's 6-0 with a 10-man PPR. Should I do Adams, Laporta, Mostert for Kelsey, Metcalf, and Puka? I mean,
Adams, where's that one? Adams, Laporta, and Mostert.
Yeah, Adams, Laporta, and Mostert for Kelsey, Metcalf, and Puka. I don't really understand why you feel the
Yeah.
need to be 6-0 and making a deal that like changes up the whole dynamic of your team.
Yeah, I would just keep what you have.
Yeah, right. I don't know what Puka. Do you know what Puka's targets are going to look like here, Coop? I mean, he had second most targets 2 weeks ago and had a buttload of targets. Last week, not really a buttload of targets.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to be. Is that Cooper Cup is always going to? They're always going to make sure he gets more. So the Puka Nacua from early is gone. The Puka Nacua now is still fine, but he's got a ceiling now. Before there was no ceiling, 20 targets, right? Doesn't matter. Now Cooper Cup is always going to get more. There might be games where Cooper Cup gets 14, he gets 12, but it's not the same player. So I'm not going out trying to buy Puka Nacua. Nobody that has Puka Nacua is going to be willing to sell him for cheap either, right? They're too attached emotionally.
Yeah, way too attached emotionally. I'm just looking at a question here from Scampers who wants to know how much Ridley's going to play in the slot. Ridley, so far right now to date, 14% of his snaps have been taken in the slot. So Lattimore will be on him the entire time on the outside. Oh, look at this. John and Pemba saying that there is a flash special over at Underdog, I guess. 30 minutes left to take advantage of their flash special. Travis Etienne, half of a yard.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Use before 3 p.m. So get in there right now.
Get in there right now. You got 9 minutes to get that in. Pick 2 here for Anfo. Deonta Foreman, Cortland Sutton, Latavius Murray, Zach Evans.
Sorry, I can't pick, dude. I'm on Underdog taking advantage of this flash special.
I'm looking for my Alante Taylor pick.
I am scrolling right now. Okay. Sorry. We got
Foreman,
the people
Sutton,
come first.
Murray or Evans?
I'm going to start
Pick
Cortland.
2.
I'm going to start Cortland Sutton for sure. And I kind of quietly like Latavius Murray, his usage right now. They split snaps 30-30 right down the middle, but Murray got some of the pass work and he gets the goal line work. So I'm going to go Sutton, Latavius Murray.
And he gets the goal line work.
I bet he scores a touchdown against the Patriots this week.
Trade Walker, DK, and Hunt for A.J. Brown, Jalen Waddle, and Hollywood Brown.
Just trade bank accounts. Why don't you?
If you've got the running back depth to give up Kenneth Walker and Kareem Hunt,
you're getting back stars.
You're getting back great stuff in Brown and Waddle, and even Hollywood is a solid play here. It's a matter really, Miles, of what you have as far as your running back depth goes. If you're gonna message us here and tell us that you've got like 3 rock solid running backs still on your roster, then I'll say, yeah, sure. But
that's the question.
That's the question there. Let's see. Wool and the goat. Trade my get your Twitch glasses on.
Oh yeah, Woolen. Oh,
glasses on. Where are they?
I was wearing them earlier today. I forgot. These ones are close enough. I wear 2 pairs of glasses. I did wear them earlier today out of the house. Why am I wearing red glasses out of the house, Howard?
I don't know. Why are you wearing red glasses out of the house?
So whoops. Sorry, Twitch. Sorry, Twitch gang.
Trade my CeeDee Lamb for his Sam Laporta and Jordan Addison. He's 2-4. He needs to win now.
Yeah, that's a good price. You're getting a good. If you're going to liquidate a player for 2 players that are going directly in your lineup, that's a fine price.
Yep. Pick 2. Oh, we already got that one there. Just decided to pick up Taysom Hill, drop Logan Thomas for my streaming tight end this week. That's just a dirty filth. Behind that, Rushman.
I don't like it because here's the thing is, what's your plan moving forward? Because Juwan Johnson's not out for the season. He's going to be back. And Taysom Hill goes back to being a who cares type guy. Yeah. Tool.
All right. We're going to have to rapid fire some of this here, Coop. Do you know the definition of rapid fire?
I say I've been told many times and I've actually never been able to do it. But this time I think I can.
Can you?
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
We got to clear the deck here.
I'm going to try.
He's a Waller owner, and a Dalton Schultz was dropped. Is he worth the bench spot?
No.
What is the outlook on Jamal Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin moving forward? Are they droppable?
I'm holding Jaleel because he basically took P. Ryan's job.
Yeah, I'm actually holding Jamalful as well because I want to see him in that Ingram-style role.
Mm-hmm.
Scamper says he's got Ridley and Olave both going in a few leagues. Oh, nope, never mind.
Good.
Rashee Rice. Start Roshan Johnson or Rashee Rice at the flex.
I'm going to start Rashee Rice because we don't know Roshan's role. Rashee Rice, at least we know he gets starts every week.
Yep. Put your Twitch glasses on here. This is for TR3V0. There's a whole mess of stuff.
Trevor 34.
Trevor 34. Oh, thank you. See, I don't speak text. So, hey guys, my team is Tua, Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, Javonte Williams, Tyreek Hill, Ridley, Pittman, Lockett, George Kittle. Do I trade Henry and Ridley for Cooper Kupp?
That's the exact move you do with that team. That's exactly what you do. Consolidate that up, baby. Let's go.
100%. 14-team league, would you start Kareem Hunt and Jerome Ford?
If you have to.
Yeah, if you have to. If you don't have any other options. And I like Ford over Hunt.
Yes.
How worried are you about Pittman versus Cleveland? Craig Reynolds over him in half-point PPR?
Not too worried about it. Pittman over Reynolds. He plays every single snap. They'll get him the ball.
Let's see. From Seattle, go Hawks. I hope so, man. I got him in Survivor this week. And Pemba, 14 years in the industry, 12 with Fantasy Alarm for him.
Wow.
That's right. 2 years as the master at Roto Info. Remember that one. Yes, I'm a music consultant for FA also. Tyler Algier or Antonio Gibson?
Algier
for me too. Rashee Rice or Christian Kirk, PPR?
Christian Kirk. Great
Damn,
matchup.
you don't even acknowledge comments? What are you talking about, man? We're already in on your comments. We've already talked about
100.
Don't be such a grumpy guy there, huh?
Doing our best.
Jeez, Trevor, we got yours in there also. Guys, if we don't get to you, we're not like, you type it and we're answering it. We're scrolling through. We're going through everything here. Patience. Pump the brakes a little bit here. If Trevor Lawrence is out, Jordan Love or Josh Dobbs? Or just play Trevor Lawrence if he plays.
Yeah. Play Trevor, but if not, I have Jordan Love ahead this week.
All right. Rashee Rice and Julio Jones still available in my league. Should I drop Hunt for one of them? If so, which one?
I would drop Hunt for Rice. Julio is still going to be a part-time guy.
I agree. Trevor with the same question in there 700 times. Half-point PPR here from Scampers needs 2. Dobbs and Dillon at Denver or Craig Reynolds or Gus Edwards in Detroit? Or any non-Mostert running back at Philadelphia?
I lost the question. God damn it.
He needs 2. So he's got Romeo Dobbs and A.J. Dillon.
Okay.
He's got Craig Reynolds, Gus Edwards, or I'm assuming it's Jeff Wilson.
Anybody.
Or,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would start Dobbs and Craig Reynolds. I like Craig Reynolds this week.
I do as well. Hal says he's got Mason as a pivot for Debo. Yep.
That'll work.
Again, there you go. Trevor, guys, please. Trevor, really? Dude,
That's Trev.
We've answered your question already. Make the freaking trade.
He's got it there. Thanks, fellas.
Holy shit.
You're all right, Jeff.
Oh my God. Right? Look at guys, please.
crazy pills.
Dude, you see like all these other, look at this. More. It's the same shit. Over how impatient are you? Jesus.
Maybe it's his first time at the show. He doesn't know we got to clear the deck here. And we got through pretty much all of them.
And now listen, we got to get out of here. Like we're out of time. We're done. Can't get into any more questions. For Andrew Cooper, I'm Howard Bender. We wasted all that time on Trevor's 900 questions, which was only one question. Sorry, guys. Catch us on the Fantasy Alarm Show, Sirius XM.